Hi guys, and thanks for joining me. I am popping on live. I said I would the other day and it just didn't quite work out, so I couldn't pop on live. So I am sorry about that, but I did still plan to come on live, so I've got some time now, and I knocked off night shift this morning. Not feeling 100%, so I do apologise, but I thought I'd come on and share the poppy stuff that I've been doing. I'm just going to zoom in a touch. Hope that's a bit better. For some reason it's showing different on my phone to what it is here, so we'll see. So I hope you're all well. It's pouring rain here in Tasmania, but we need it, so that's all good. But the backyard, I went out there just before and it's like flooded, and I broke a nail this morning, so I apologise. I slammed my finger in the car door when I was putting my son in the car, so I've got a snapped fingernail, but we'll go on. I wasn't going to not do a live because I broke a fingernail. It's alright, you don't miss out just because of that. So I made this live, and I made this card, and I shared a sneak peek of it on my page the other day, and thought I'd come and show you because it's using the poppy elements, and I really think that you could miss them in the catalogue because they don't really stand out, and I think you could easily just go buy them. Hi Matthew, how are you? What's the weather like where you are? So I have played with them, and what I'm going to show you is some tips on how I coloured them and what I know. Look, I have done worse. I slammed my finger in the car door when I was driving a client last year and actually dislocated my finger. So this finger here sits out a little bit, and the reason for that is because it was actually out this way. I totally dislocated it. And yeah, so that was not fun at all, especially not with my client in the car. They were like, oh no. So yeah, I actually made a couple of cards, and these will all be on my blog very soon. Hi Kathleen, how are you? And this one doesn't use the elements, but it uses the poppy suite. Hi Karen, but this one here does use the elements as well. And so I had a lot of fun playing with different ways of using them, different colouring, things like that. So this one's a bit fun, and I might be able to have time tomorrow to pop on live and show another one, but I'm going to share this one with you today. And I actually challenged myself to use vanilla. Hi Jess, I've got something coming its way in the post to you, so don't fear. Jess signed up to my last class, which was the Heart to Heart bundle, and we're actually going to use the die from the Heart to Heart bundle in this video. Hi Vicky, hi Sherry, what was I saying? Yeah, so she signed up to my last class, but I still have the Timeless Tulips class open for registration, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can sign up. And we're going to be making a sneak peek, so just a little sneak peek, these 3 cards, and you get 6, if you order the kit if you're in Australia, you get enough to make 6 of them.
I can hear you.
So if you just heard that, that's my son. He's home today because it's still school holidays, so Fridays I am with my son, so he's got his headphones on watching his iPad, so let's see how this goes. So these are the colours. We're going to be doing this card but in slightly different colours today. Still using vanilla because I don't use vanilla.
Again.
Elijah, not funny. So we're going to use vanilla because I don't use it enough. So what I'm going to do is show you these poppy elements though, because I really think they are fabulous. So in the poppy elements, they're saying hello to you, Lige. Sorry. The poppy elements are in this mini catalogue, which went live on January the 3rd, and you'll find them on page 25, and they're the Peaceful Poppy elements, and they're only $11.25. And in this little picture here, you don't really see how awesome they are, so I really wanted to feature them. So this is one of our big suites, and we're going to use this today. I'm also using the Bird Ballad stamp set, which is in the annual catalogue. This is our annual catalogue. If you don't have one, let me know and I can get one in the mail to you. But it's this stamp set here on page 92, and we're going to use the thank you and your friendship means the world to me out of this one. So I thought I would dig out an annual catalogue product to mix in with this. So here's the bits and pieces. I have pulled a lot of them out because I've been playing, but you actually get 2 sheets of die cuts. So this one comes with a mixture of these and that, and then you get some black die cuts. It's got borders, so these are the borders, and it's got these circle ones and also these flag banners. So you get 2 sheets of those. You get 2 sheets of these vellum accents. These are so pretty, and I'm going to show you something with these in a minute. And then you also get 2 sheets of these fun watercolour images, and these have got a resist on them, so they are so cool to watercolor with. And this is only $11.25 for the whole pack, so it's super awesome. It comes like this, so on the outside it doesn't look like much, but you get lots in there. It's well worth it. It's super awesome. Hi Trudy, how's your camping going? And so I'm going to show you what I did to color these, because I did put a picture up the other day and people enjoyed the little bit of a tip on how to do this. It's super easy and it's super fun and relaxing to just sit down and get your colour on. So what I might do is show you a couple. I'm going to use an aqua painter. Yes, isn't it, Matthew? It's awesome value. I'm very happy with it. So our aqua painters are so awesome. They come in a pack of 2 and you just fill them with water, and then you can lightly press, water comes out. You can add lightly press, or you can press a lot depending on how much water you want to use. So I'm going to colour some poppies, but what I like to do is just brush over the water first, so on the ones that I'm going to colour. And the reason I do that is it will help the colour spread. So I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss, which is what was on the original card, which I'll just remove all these pieces here. So the original card has the Blackberry Bliss flowers, which I'm loving. I might just, to get the ink to the top of these pads, you just press quite hard and it will pull into the top of the pad, and that's really handy. So you can use that as a colouring palette. Now all you do, because we've added water there already, it will actually bleed out, but you can lightly press on the thing. Now that does not look like much at all, honestly. But when they dry, that resist, oops, that's bled into the next one, but that's okay. We'll just make that one Blackberry Bliss too. Actually, it was Blackberry Bliss. What am I talking about? Now I go back in and kind of add a lot of the deeper colour, and go in and sort of make it so it's not all one tone. It just adds to that watercolour look. So then I'm just going to let that naturally dry. And when it dries, that watercolour resist, so the resist on there, the colour will come away from that, so you'll get this beautiful look. And then all I do is get a piece of scrap and I just clean off my brush to get the colour off. And then I went in and added, I like my Granny Apple green, it's my favourite green. So I'm going to do the same with some of these gorgeous leaves. Now there's still a little bit of purple on there, but that's okay because we're going to add this green right over the top. I find it really good to colour on the sheet. I find it a lot easier than popping out the pieces and then colouring them. So, I mean, you can do whatever's easiest for you, but I found that personally to be the easiest. Now with these fun ones down here, what I actually did, and I've used that on this card here, so I've used one of these watercolour pieces. I've actually gone in with the green down the bottom because obviously we want some green stalks, and then I'll brush off the green, and then I have gone in with another colour. So for this one I'm going to use Lovely Lipstick. I'm a bit of a fan of Lovely Lipstick. I love the deep pink. I'm just going to add some water. Doesn't matter that the colours sort of are going to run together because we're going with an artistic look. So when that dries naturally, you're going to have a mixture of the green and...
I can hear you.
And we can hear you too, mister.
When you're playing.
And then we can set that aside to dry. So obviously I have pre-done some, so you guys don't have to watch that dry. But I'm going to set that aside. Now if you find the colour is bleeding too much, you can get a tissue and just dab a bit off. But these I'll show you at the end of the video how much they've dried. I probably should get a tissue onto that one. Actually, I might just grab one. All you do is just dab, and that'll pull some of that pink where it's going too heavy on there, and then you can go back in and add more green if you want to. So I'll just...
I am loud.
Yes, we know. So there we go. I'll pop those on the side, and then I'm going to show you something that I do with my other pieces, which I've sat here somewhere. Okay, so these are the vellum pieces. Now these are super cool. You can leave them just as is, as the vellum, and they can be like pretty little accents as vellum pieces. Or we can do something else really cool, and that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to pop out a couple of the leaves. And I'll show you the one we're going to use on the card as well. So the leaves I'm going to colour in Granny Apple Greens. We grab our Granny Apple Green blend. I might just grab a piece of paper we had here, because the blends do bleed through. Now you want to, there's sort of a back side to these, which you can tell by the white lines. And all I've done is gone in on the back side and added my blend over the top. Now, because these are alcohol markers, you can pretty much colour anything. They're really, really cool to have in your stash. So we'll just let those dry for a second. Now I'm going to do the one we're using on the card today, but I'm going to do Old Olive because we're going to use a slightly different green. Oh, thanks, Karen. How are you? So I'm going to grab my Old Olive. I'm just going to check which is the back side, this one. Now I'm going to try and colour as closely as I can on this one to the stalks. Just do a nice green line, and then there's a leaf here too. So I'll just try and colour that in. I hope my head's not too much in the way. Got bed hair probably. Let's just say I don't pay attention to my hair when I come off night shift. Hi Tracy, how are you? Now I'm going to colour with Poppy Parade my little flower onto this vellum piece. So it's a really cool way of adding colour to these vellum pieces, but they still get that opaque appearance, so you're not losing the vellum look. Now we'll turn that over and you've got, oops, you've got a really fun coloured vellum piece, and that is actually what I've used on the inside of the card that we're doing today. So, and I'll show you before I forget what I actually did to add some more fun texture is I added a bit of Wink of Stella glitter pens. These are $11.50 and you can buy them in my store, and I've just added that over the top and it adds some sparkle, and I've also added it over the top of these, so I just run it over the top and it adds some really pretty glitter. So that's really super fun. So that's my tips for the poppy elements. I really think they're super fun and I can't wait to see what people do with them. But I've been colouring mine and having a bit of fun. So they're the leaves that have been coloured in Granny Apple Green. So I'll put those in my little stash over here, which you can see up here. I've got a big stash happening, which is going to be super fun to play with when it's all done. Okie dokie. I'll put those to the side. So, yes, Jess, it looks really, really pretty. I love vellum. I love it. Okie dokie. So I've cut two bits. I've cut a top folding, I think, do they call this? I don't know what fold they call this. I've cut a top folding card, so half an A4 sheet or whatever it is where you are. And then I have cut a piece at 10 centimetres by 14.4, and then a piece at 9.5 by 13.9, and both those layers are in Very Vanilla, and I've done the same Very Vanilla on Very Vanilla for the inside of the card, which we'll do at the end. So I've coloured all my bits, which you now know how to do because I've showed you, but the first thing we're going to do is take our smallest piece of Very Vanilla for the outside, and we're actually going to heat emboss. So I don't know how well this photographs. I find it really hard to catch embossing on photographs, but we're going to add some fun embossing. Now I'm going to run my embossing buddy over the top, and then taking the Peaceful painted poppy stamp, we're going to use this fun splatter here. I just love it. I think it's gorgeous. So don't mind me, I've got some leftover dies in there. That's what I do with them. Actually, I will show you. I got a new order the other day and I got this one, and I've been die cutting this. I did it yesterday before going on night shift. I stamped and die cut a whole heap so that when I've got a minute, I've got them there ready to go to make a card. So that's what I do. It makes it nice and fun when you don't really feel like doing heaps, but you want to make a card quickly. So I've got that mounted, and I've put the embossing buddy over the top. Now I'm just going to stamp with some vellum, and I want a splatter approximately halfway to the left, and then one coming down the bottom the opposite way. And then I'm going to put these to the side. Then I'm going to take my gold embossing powder, and I've got a spoon here. And then I'm going to add my gold embossing powder over the top. Now, it doesn't matter if this is a bit messy, because the splatter, I think, is supposed to be messy, but I don't mind a bit of messy. Right, so there's our emboss bits. Now, sorry for the noise, I'm just going to heat emboss this. I always like to heat emboss from underneath, but that's a personal preference, whatever works for you. So this will just take a minute. I love heat embossing. I'd be so sad if they ever got rid of it. Hi Nicole, how are you? Thanks Karen. I hope you're all having a lovely week, and that wherever you are, you're safe away from the fires, or that they've calmed down with this rain that we've been having. So if you didn't see on my page, I'm actually taking part in a fundraiser for the Australian bushfires, run by Emma Goddard, and it will be with Cindy Schuster and Paula Dobson. So we're all doing live videos on there and donating, and Emma's donating the funds to the Australian bushfires, which was so kind of her. So now we've got that heat embossed. I kind of just like to bend it back in shape, because when you heat emboss, sometimes it does warp a little bit. So now we can adhere. Actually, I'm not going to adhere this just yet. What I am going to do is take my little tiny trimmer, which you can get free at the moment if you join my team. Stampin' Up have done an amazing thing where if you buy the Ultimate Starter Kit, and you can save 20% on every order, just saying, you'll also get a free sample pack of all our DSPs from the mini catalogue, and you'll get this free as well, plus you get a free stamp set of your choice, so you could choose one of the expensive ones. How cool is that? So we want to cut our little black border piece that came in the Poppy Elements to 9.5, because we want it the same width as this piece here. And then I've cut a little strip of gold glimmer paper at 1 centimetre, and I'm also going to cut this at 9.5. So that's that. Just put those to the side. Now we can start adhering these pieces. So I'm just going to use a bit of snail. Oops. And then we want to adhere that about halfway between those splattered bits. Now for this piece, I find adhering to gold glimmer, the best adhesive to use is glue dots, because otherwise it just does not like to stick, which can be annoying. Oh, the rain's just about to start again. It's been raining so heavy this morning. So I'm just going to use a few glue dots and adhere that right over the top of our gold glimmer. Hi Sharon, how are you? And then I'm just going to trim off if there's any overhang. I'll just take my paper snips to trim. So now what we can do is adhere this to our larger piece of Very Vanilla. So I'm just going to use some snail. Thanks for all watching me live. I love not having to talk to myself. So I will upload this video to YouTube when I am done. And I can hear you. I'm just going to move that. It's just not quite as even as I'd like it. Right. So now, what I've actually done with this piece then is actually adhered it to the card base, but with some dimensionals. I love adding a bit of dimension. So I'll just find a sheet of regular dimensionals and stick some on the back. Rightio. Take our backings off.
Ninja key.
And then we can stick it to our card base. So I'm really loving the Poppy suite. So all these products are available in my store, which is linked in the video description. Or you can join my team and get them 20% off. Or I can, you know, keep your 20% if you really want to buy them through me. But I know which one I'd be choosing. So you have to message me if buying the Ultimate Starter Kit and being like a VIP with a discount is something you are interested in. So I'm happy to give you all the details. So there, we've just adhered that to the card with 3D dots. And then we're going to take all of our little pieces, which I have had time to dry. and then we're going to adhere them to the card. So what I actually did was took my biggest one first and took a dimensional. Oops, didn't want 4 dimensionals, I just wanted 1. And then we're going to stick that about there. And then I'm going to stick the other one underneath, but also on a dimensional. So I want 2 of my poppies to be dimensional and one's going to be flat. So we'll just stick that in there, and then I might use a glue dot for this flat poppy. Might chuck 2 on there because watercolour paper is a little bit thicker, so you probably want to add a bit more adhesive. Now I'm going to stick my leaves in. So I've got a bigger, one of the bigger leaves. Hey Tanya, how are you? I'm going to stick the bigger leaf in there, and then I've got 2 little leaves. We've just been playing with the poppy elements. They're so cool. I'm totally loving them. Now I'm just going to stick another leaf up the top there. I like doing things in 3s, can you tell? And then our last leaf. Yes, I love the heat embossing. Oh, and I also love the splat. The splat is going to be a well-used stamp, I think. So there's my 3 leaves. Now, before we go any further and do our inside and whatnot, I'm going to add the sentiment. Now, as I said at the start, I actually used the Free as a Bird. I wanted to bring in something from the annual catalogue to show that you can definitely cross over the catalogues and use things from lots of different things. Can you tell I've been using this a lot? So I'm going to use the Scripty Thank You, and I will want this one out too. So I'm just going to pull a block in. Actually, that's not a big enough block. Okay. And then I'm just going to use my Memento Black. And what we want to do is just get a scrap of crumb cake. That's totally fine. And I'm just going to stamp that down like that. And while we've got that black ink out, we might take our inside piece. This is a smaller piece. And we'll just stamp our sentiment for the inside, because that's also going to be in Memento Black. So that's "Your friendship means the world to me." I love that stamp. It's beautiful. So we'll pop that one to the side for a second. Now I'm going to bring back in my mini trimmer, and we can just cut this down because we don't need it that long. And then I'm also going to cut it to be a little bit thinner because I do not need it that thick. And this is what I find the mini trimmer really cool for, is cutting sentiments and things like that. I actually probably want that a little bit thinner again, so I'm just going to use that as a guide and then trim that down. So then we've got our fun sentiment, and all I have done... Hi Joy, how are you? Oh, thanks Tracy. I don't actually use Poppy Parade that much, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use vanilla and I'm going to use Poppy Parade because I don't use vanilla very much at all. Okay, so now that's still a little bit too long, so what I might do is just use my scissors because we're not going to see the end of it. And then I'm going to apply a dimensional to the end there, and just a bit of snail, the bit that will go under the flower is fine. Just to create a little bit of dimension, we'll tuck that in. Actually, I might move it up a little bit just so you can see a bit more of that gold glimmer. And then we're going to embellish a little bit. We're going to add the fun champagne rhinestones. I'm in love with these. They are so pretty. And we can use our Take Your Pick tool to pick these off. I'm just going to use a big one. Oh, I need to get some more putty on the end of that. This one doesn't want to come. There we go. So I'm just going to apply 3, because you know I love my 3s. And I'm just going to apply them in 3 different spots in a bit of a triangular pattern. And then to finish that section, I've actually taken this die here, which is from the Heart to Heart bundle, which was what I featured in my class, and this PDF will still be available to purchase. I'm just trying to work out how to add it to my Facebook store. so you'll still be able to buy the PDF soon. So I've cut that out in gold glimmer, which I did for my class, and I had heaps of these little gold hearts left over, and I thought, you know what, they would be so cute on this card. So I'm going to take 3 small ones of these. I'm just going to fish around. I've got some white cardstock ones in here too, so got a bit of a mix, and I'm loving using them for all the cards I've been making. So where'd the other one go? It's disappeared on me. That's alright, we'll just grab another one. Okay, so I'll put those aside. Now we're going to grab some glue, and I'm simply going to add them in sort of a pattern up, going up the card. Oh, Jess, you will love the gold glimmer. I use so much gold glimmer. I may have just ordered 2 more packs last night. I would freak out if I ran out of it. So I've just added some multi-purpose liquid glue to adhere the hearts. Oh, there's that heart it went missing. So that's the outside of our card. The last thing I did that I haven't showed you is I added some Wink of Stella. So I just smacked that on the lid just to add some shimmery Wink of Stella over the top. And then to decorate the inside, I've got some Wink of Stella on the inside, but that's okay. We might just add a bit more so it looks like it's on purpose. I have added our coloured piece, which we coloured at the start of the video. And when I adhere vellum, I kind of just add a tiny bit of snail, and especially if it's coloured, you can just add it where the colour is, and you sort of won't see that snail. Because sometimes people worry about adhering vellum because you'll be able to see the adhesive. But if you just go very lightly, it's actually totally fine. Now I can't pick up my piece of cardstock because of my nails. I have to use the end of my scissors. Right, so I'm going to use the glue once again. Actually, I might just use snail. To adhere the inside layer to another piece of Very Vanilla. Feels so weird to be using Very Vanilla, but hey, it's been in my stash for like ever, and I need to get it out and use it. There's nothing wrong with a bit of vanilla. So now we can adhere that to the inside of our card. Got to have kind of a naked inside. So there's our decorated inside, and there's the outside. So you have to tell me, which colour do you like better, the Blackberry Bliss or the Poppy Parade? 2 very different colour schemes there. So I had a lot of fun making that, and I hope you enjoyed it. So I will have another live hopefully tomorrow, but I won't make promises, but it will 99% sure I'll do one tomorrow. And I'll be making probably one of these cards. So I hope you love the blackberry, so do I must admit. So I hope to be back on again tomorrow, and I did show you, I did say I would share these with you. So they're slowly drying, as you can see. They do take a while to dry, but this one will dry and then all the white starts to show, as you can see. So these are so much fun. I definitely recommend grabbing these Poppy Elements. For only $11.25, you get so much in there, and you can get so many cards out of just that one packet. As you can see, I've done quite a few, and this is not even near as many as I've done everywhere. So I hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to check out my blog, because I will have these up on my blog very soon. And check out my store where you can buy all these products. Use the host code for this month, and you will get a freebie from me and a card in the mail to thank you for shopping with me. And have a lovely weekend wherever you are. I feel like I'm on my Friday, but it's actually Thursday because I'm about to go on my 4 days off. So love you all. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in my next live. Bye guys.